The Ridgeline, it's built a little bit differently than some of the other cars. I'm sorry, the other trucks out there. They're all built on, like a truck platform. Rides very rough. I mean, sure, they can tow a lot, but it rides very rough, very stiff suspension. They're built to do what trucks do. The Ridgeline is built, I feel, is built more for, for everyday stuff. I mean, you got people that don't use a truck bed every time they go out, and just haul the family around while still having that need for a truck when they absolutely need it. They go to Walmart, you buy a table, you can put it in the back of a Ridgeline while your family still sits comfortably while you're going places. It's got that in-bed trunk, which is always nice to have. I mean, it's kind of keeps stuff private. Like for instance, a lot of people snowboard, ski, and stuff like that. They can put their skis and stuff on top. But they can keep their boots and all that other stuff that gets dirty. You don't want to keep it inside the car. You can keep it underneath the in the bed trunk. 18-inch alloy wheels on this one. We'll take a look at the back. The trunk, the bed opens in two different ways. You can either open it up like a bed, or kind of open it up like a door. This is the little in-bed trunk area. As you can see, it's very large. Lots of room in there to put a lot of stuff. Spare tires in there as well. It's got cargo area lights throughout the bed of the car, over at the top as well as through the bottom. There's a switch inside that you can use to turn it on or off. All of them come with the tow hitch, regardless of trim level. The tow hitch and the wiring for it. It's got four-wheel disc brakes, front and back. It's got vented front brakes to keep the brakes cool at extreme stopping conditions. If you're coming down from the mountains, it does really well. Even driving a car, I mean, it drives very much more like I'd say a smaller crossover than it does a truck. I mean, trucks have that I used to drive a truck for a while, and they had that very stiff suspension. You feel every bump in the road. They always use, I think, it's like a torsion beam for the rear axle. The Ridgeline is fully independent, so it just, even if one wheel pops up, the whole car's not going to jump. So very comfortable ride. It's got VSA system, vehicle stability assist, and what that means is it's a form of stability control on the vehicle. It's meant so that the car won't spin. It's real-time four-wheel drive, but even in that situation, sometimes cars, even if you're facing straight and your steering wheel is going straight, your car will slide out of control. It'll apply brake pressure to whichever wheel it needs to keep you going straightened out, and it also helps it helps correct oversteer and understeer so that you go where you want to go instead of where the car feels like it's, depending on speed. Power windows, power door locks. Of course, it's got the automatic back window as well. Power or headlights, power sunroof, moonroof with tilt feature. Well, of course, you always get the leather interior. You get the sunroof. You can always get the navigation system with the rear view camera. Heated seats, of course, climate control, all the it's kind of more of the luxury stuff that people like compared to even the base ones still come very well equipped. Power windows, power door locks, all that good stuff, but you just get some of the more plush stuff with the higher trim levels. Advanced compatibility engineering. What it does, it kind of helps the car, being a taller car with a higher ride height, helps prevent or helps control an accident with a smaller car. So for instance, if you were to hit something like a Toyota Corolla and a Ridgeline, Corolla is very low to the ground, Ridgeline is very high. Having a car in that kind of situation, you run the risk of running completely over it in a very uncontrolled manner and maybe flipping off over to the side or jumping over the vehicle. What the Ace body structure does is it builds the frame a lot higher in the vehicle as well as a lot lower. So in the event of a collision, it's meant to control the situation. It disperses the energy evenly throughout the car while still keeping the car on the ground. The back seats can actually fold upward as well. For both seats, it's got a lot of room in there, so you can You can put a full-size mountain bike in there without having to move anything. Without having to take the tires off or anything like that. And even if not, still very comfortable to sit on. It's got the latch system for the kids seats in the back seat, 3 different seating positions, as well as all the staples, 6 standard airbags, side curtain airbags, as well as the front airbags and the airbags that come out of the seat. The front passenger airbag has what's called a occupant position detection system, OPDS. So it just makes sure that depending on the seating position of where the weight's distributed on the seat, it'll actually determine whether or not that airbag will deploy. For the front driver's side, it's got it's dual stage airbags, dual stage front airbags. Depending on the height and seating position of the driver, if it's a very tall person or if it's a very short person, depending on the seating, it'll determine where the airbag deploys, whether it's going to be at half or at 100%, just depending on where you sit. VTM4 lock is meant to lock all four wheels into so that all four wheels are going good to about 18 miles an hour. Is useful for situations where you're trying to pull somebody out of a ditch, or if you're trying to get out of a ditch yourself. The real-time four-wheel drive system is on all the time. It's I feel it's a lot better to do that, to have that, instead of having to stop the car or go under 5 miles an hour, pop it in neutral and flip the switch to get all-wheel drive. It's there whenever it needs it. In situations where you don't need it, it runs off front-wheel drive, so the wear and tear on your tires are a lot less. If one tire goes out, you don't have to replace all four tires like you would in a all-wheel drive vehicle. Well, I used to work over at Nissan and Volkswagen, and I always lost so many customers to Honda. So it's figure why sell those cars when I can sell the best,